Each year I had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the language of small chatter, and those who lived in the cities thought me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what to say to me during our visits. When she lost her business to the Lord Regent's crooked barrister, I was 100 miles east of Morley, gaff hand frozen from the sleet as we tracked the first bull whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm jaded and bitter, it's because this industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me. Damn, that's really different from the first volume. Like, the first volume, he was young, vibrant, he was happy, he was excited and proud to be a whaler. Second volume, everything went to shit. I mean, again, it was like a century after, so it makes sense. Okay, this one's not that long. The young Prince of Tivia. My hair's in my way. How dare you? Wait, Lord Nathan Bale, shaking with outrage. How dare you, sir? Clothed so in my very home? I should hand you over to the watch, depraved Tivian. Prince Calasar, moving closer. That's a harsh welcome for royalty, my lord. Your daughter treated me with much more hospitality. Damn, he basically just said, he's fucked his daughter. Damn. Shit. Alas, she has gone out for the evening, leaving me all alone. Lord Nathan Bale, stammering, studying the young man before him. What are you doing? Leave this house. Go back to your frozen wasteland, pale rascal. Prince Calasar, smiling coyly, reaching out. No need for anger between us, Lord Bale. Is it so wrong for me to be here? As I have proven, I've developed an affinity for you and your family. Lord Nathan Bale, gasping. Oh my! Calasar, your skin is so warm, it burns. What? Okay. I need to find more of that so I can understand what the frick's going on. Obviously it's a play, but like, I need to know what's going on. Excerpt from a longer work of fiction, The Shadow on Bitterleaf. Finding my way by the feeble light of the dying fire, I saw her working. A large needle moved in her hand, following precise, esoteric patterns, knots and loops of seamstress craft from ancient days. Beneath her needle, his body clenched and shuddered, shaking the wooden table. A morbid fascination pushed me closer, until she turned her blank face toward me, resting the needle in the flesh. With a refined tone, she addressed me. So you are the lover, I presume? You too have been unfaithful, and it is now your turn to be mended. I don't think I like that. I don't like that at all.
Who shows signs of blood on their face and chest
No,
area.
I don't like that.
The only way to help them is to bring them to the city watch. They will be taken to the flooded district for treatment.
They won't be taken to the flood. They won't be taken to for treatment. They're gonna get their head blown off, or just they're not even gonna get their head blown off. They're just gonna get left in the flooded district. It's literally how it goes. Do you really think the watch would spend billions of coin on trying to save people from the plague when they could just make it easier by dumping them in a abandoned part of town? No, they wouldn't. They would abandon them all and quarantine them all off. That's what they do. That's what any organization would do in this kind of stuff.
He slipped out like it was nothing.
I'm right here, you know.
Not surprising. He was the personal bodyguard of the Empress. You've heard the stories.
I haven't.
I have.
I mean, I know
It
them,
still
but
amazes me that someone
well, my character knows them, but like, I don't.
No one knows the real story, Trip. We all have. We
Alright.
can continue this later, Lord Pendleton.
Finally, I'll talk to
Man
these
of
guys.
the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock.
Mm-hmm.
A true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group.
You look
we
weird.
all act as equals here at the Hound Pits pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned.
Your boy's gotta fix his hair.
We've got
Hold
big
on.
plans.
I gotta fix
We
my
can't do
hair.
any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability
I had to fix my
fight.
hair.
And in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
You mean the
Sorry.
dudes that
You
teleported?
must be exhausted.
Because,
We
like,
can
they're
discuss this further
magic.
after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero.
I don't like how you look.
Challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys
You
him
just...
that right.
You just...
Yes. Piero's as much
I don't
an
like
artist
you.
as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need.
Damn it.
Go talk to him. And then
I
get
did do
some
that. What are you gonna do?
Talk more when you rest.
Nothing. Exactly. Delicious. Oh no, hold on. Let me just break everything. Hold on.
Stop at once.
Or what?
What happened? Did you
Good
do
to
that?
have you with us, Corporal.
I throw a bottle at him. Good to have you with us, Corbin. Hey. Okay.
What was that? What is this?
Shut up. Alright. Anyway, let's go meet Piero.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear.
Okay, I was trying to...
All custom.
Fine.
For you, I will create the tools
of a master assassin. He's like my favorite character in this game. Like, besides Corvo and Samuel, he's my favorite.
Cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil's running.
Obviously, I love the character I play as, because, you know,
Upstairs, please, while I hold this.
he's who you play.
Be careful. Oil's
Who closed the door?
When it explodes, there's
Okay.
terrible.
Shut up. A second solution. Excerpt from a series of newspaper articles from the prominent natural philosophers by Piero Joplin. It is through no fault of my own that the average citizen has expressed a preference for Sokolov's elixir over my own formula, sold as Piero's remedy, a name I did not choose if you must know the truth. The public has spoken its usual message of idiocy, spending their coin as a means of selecting Sokolov's formula over mine, which I believe to be equal, if not superior. Much has been made of the popularity of these concoctions as a mean of resisting this remarkable new plague. I say remarkable because this strain works with an efficiency we have not seen in the history of the Empire. This plague, now making its way through the city of Dunwall, is unrivaled in its effectiveness. I have studied it within the blood of those so afflicted, and it is nearly perfect. Elegant, in fact. This is all how these guys talk. It makes sense, though. And while it is true that Pierre's remedy and Sokolov's elixir are known to protect the body against the plague equally, my own has properties not fully understood, which relate to the mind itself and the spirit. And it is in this way that my formula wins out. Here is where one should pay attention to this contest. For you see, Sokolov's elixir, with its emphasis on the brute animal body, is a crass goo better suited for livestock. The subtle and secret variants in the key ingredients making up Piero's remedy ensure that it works on the higher functions that separate humankind from the mindless blue-jawed hagfish swimming in the Wrenhaven River. Okay. Piero's request is denied. Piero, no, I will not sign off on these purchases. A bag of powdered crystal? Tivian ore? What's wrong with the metals and crystal? King Sparrow feathers? If you need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the academy everything you needed was paid for by the tariff and handed out willy-nilly, but this is my bar, or what's left of it, and we're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else, so you've got to slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve your purchases unless they're absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. If you need those things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city is in ruins, so no one is going to miss any of the odd crap you seem to need. Admiral Havelock. Don't worry, bro. I'll get all the shit you need. Because I'm not a dick. I'm a nice guy. Also, you have herbs right here. What? Oh my god. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me just Just, star chart. And was there another book? There was not. Okay. There's more books up here, though. First, we gotta read the Pierre's Door to Nowhere. The Door to Nowhere has proven to be a safety hazard, but for me this project is an endless source of inspiration. With the proper application of energies, I believe I can transform the door frame into a window of sorts. One that will allow a traveler to cover the distance from my workshop to some distant, arbitrary point in a single step. Currently, the step leads to a sheer drop, straight down into the courtyard. But in time, it will bridge gaps that will boggle the mind. Such work is many years away, to be sure. But if I survive this plague, I'm sure to succeed. I'll make sure you survive. I'll make sure you don't die so you can get that done. Failed experiments. Of course I have attempted to improve upon Sokolov's design. Of course! And why not? After all, it is likely that his thinking was influenced in some small way by our time together at the Academy. We are all part of the community, striving to unknot the mysteries of the cosmos. Even those among us who possess the greatest minds are often led to a fruitful line of consideration by, how does one say it, our intellectual subordinates? Sokolov is no exception to this, despite the glamour of genius he has cast over the aristocracy. And further, it is true that many of my experiments have failed. No need to gossip about it behind my back in your social clubs and in the very chambers of the Academy itself. Great ambition requires risks. You may laugh now at my door to nowhere, but someday you will not. Your children will likely see it as commonly as you see the electric lamps lighting our streets at night. But a few short years ago, you would have laughed at Sokolov's arc pylon or wall of light. Your laughter, your condescending smiles, they are nothing but evidence of your own limited imagination. Man actually roasted everyone that was calling him dumb for the thing he's doing. I gotta respect it. I gotta respect it. Commissioned by the Lord Regent. In the face of the growing plague crisis, the dead counter is a position that will only be given to officers, usually of junior or middle grades. In most matters of etiquette or curfew enforcement, these officers will defer to the acting officer on duty. However, any dead counter will have command in situations related to the plague and the handling of the dead, including those with late-stage plague symptoms, called weepers in common parlance. Starting in the month of rain, interested officers may apply for the test and, if accepted, for the 2-week training tour. Pay will be administered in coin and rations of elixir, at 1.5 normal pay grade. Nice. Whale vivisection. Remarkably, each specimen I had the pleasure of studying during the voyage possessed some minor variance in physiology. On the second leg of the trip, east of Tibia, the crew hauled aboard a female, some 42 feet in length. I estimated she weighed 35 tons, and the ship sat low, rocking side to side through the night, with her thrashing. By candlelight, I took her apart, sketching and taking notes. Against her bellowing, I cut into the mass of tentacles around her mouth. Within I found row upon row of teeth, and a baleen running along the upper jaw. Through this broom-like structure, I assumed she filtered food from the water that was too small to be chewed. Whale oil processing. Out at sea, they secure the beast with hooks, with lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boats. Buoys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven through the tail, which is used to hoist the creature up through the chute. They moan and bellow for some time as the men get them onto the deck, then lift them into the scaffolding overhead. The ship adjusts its prow and returns to the port in Dunwall, where the crew works on the great creature, slicing off the fattiest parts, while it still lives. That's a little fucked. But, I mean, I can't really say anything. I don't do the business. I don't live in this time. I don't know what it's like. Whale oil refilling station. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regard to supplies of whale oil. The good admiral has paid for the installation of my own system, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. When the empty tank is held near the oil tank refill pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank and lock it into the correct configuration. Using the lever, will begin the refilling processes. Once refilling is completed, the tank can be removed and placed into service. Extreme caution must be used in handling the full tanks. They are quite unstable. The system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Greaves Oil Company has done something correctly. For once.
The Academy teaches that absurd idea that the energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, by a process of
I'm trying to put this down.
produce high energy humors
Fine.
in the body. I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period.
Hold on, Piero. I'm gonna listen
and
to your
observe
stuff because I'm curious.
years, if need be, to see if the formulation of energetic substance is developed. Surely the Empress would be able to furnish me with facilities subject to the necessary legal amnesty.
I mean, she would have if she wasn't assassinated.
Perfect. Now plug it in. Just get it
There you go.
Perfect. Thank you, Cole.
No problem.
Here, see? The assassin's mask.
Took me so long just to put a tank in a thing, but I had to read all the books and stuff, dude. I was curious.
This is terror.
This is, I think, what
If you just
really drew me towards this
hold
game,
Still, the fit must be precise.
was the mask.
There. Can you see normally? See the lens out of alignment.
Oh, weird.
There. Better now?
Mm-hmm.
I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables, and I will resell them on the black market. That should
Big
give us
bone.
the money to craft the things you need.
Okay.
Tell me what I can make for you.
Jesus, zoomed right into your face. Let's take a look. What do you got? Okay, now here is where it comes down to what I need to buy. So upgrades first. Mask optics. Not that. Bone charm capacity, level 1. I could buy bone charm capacity level 2. Okay, I can't buy it now. I wanted to get that because if I have to get in combat, then again, I guess combat would suggest that I would also fail the ghost perk, or the ghost achievement, which if I fail it, it's honestly fine. I mean, I can do it another time. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to at least do the ghost one, but if I end up failing it, oops.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your
I will.
life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
I'm also tired, but I'm not going to
Sleep
rest yet.
well.
Makes me envious of my character because he's about to go to bed and I'm still awake. Obviously, I could go to bed anytime, but like, I want to play for at least a couple more hours. I want to get past like at least like maybe the 3rd or 4th mission. Maybe, depending on how slow I take this. With like, if I read a lot and if I do try to do a lot of the secrets and stuff, I might take longer. Alright, now let's go do the thing with the dude and the thing. Whoa, what is happening? Whoa, what's all of this? Whoa! Whoa, I've never seen this before. This is crazy. A boat floating in the midair? Another boat sitting here? A boat over there? What's happening? Strange gravity?
Hello, Corvo.
Hello, outsider.
Your life has taken a turn, has it not?
Oh, it has.
The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city.
Yep.
And you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void.
Hello.
I am the
Or,
outsider.
thank you.
And this is my mark.
Hello.
There are forces in the world and
I want
beyond
that
it.
tattoo. I
Great
honestly want to get that as a
forces that
tattoo, like right
control
here. That'd be
magic.
so cool.
And now, these
I don't think I could
forces
do it
will
though, because like
serve
where I
your
work,
will.
I don't think I could have that tattoo on my
Use
hand.
this newfound power. My gift to you.
Also, if I got that on my hand, I wouldn't be able to go to work for a while,
Come
because
find me.
I'd have to wait till like it, you know, has been on there for a while, or else I could get it like, it probably hurt if I tried to do dishes and stuff. Fallen letter. You cannot save her, 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 you cannot save her. I don't know about that. I think I can save her. Corvo, I am very sad. They say that you're dead like Mother, but I'm going to put this note in a bottle and throw it in the river because I do not believe them. Living here is very strange. I do not like it, so please come for me if you can. I will. And I'm going to stab both of these idiots. Because if I'm just going to go for the ghost achievement, I'm going to cut both their heads off. They just look so stupid looking. Why do they look that weird? Like, why do the Pendletons look so weird? And just look at their heads. Look at how big that forehead is. Big ass forehead. Actual giant forehead. Have you seen the trailer for Megamind 2? Don't watch it. Like the actual movie. Go watch the trailer just so you can understand why you shouldn't go watch it. It looks horrible. And Will Ferrell's not even acting as Megamind, so it's not even a point to go watch it. Like, I would go watch it if he was still Megamind, but he's not, so there's no point in going to watch it. For me, at least.
In the days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo.
I know.
Seek the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of other men.
Oops. Sorry about that.
To help you find these
I had to check how much my Vibe controller was dead or not. It's still fine.
Thing, molded by my hands.
Yeah, bro.
With this heart, you will hear many secrets. And it will guide you toward my dreams,
Oh my
no
god,
matter
can I
how
look
they
anywhere
may be
else?
hidden. Listen to the heart now.
And find another room. Alright, cool. Alright, now before I go to that rune, we grab all this Piero remedy stuff. So Piero's spiritual remedy is useful for something, and I was thinking about it when I was reading that note, is like, as he was saying, it's used like it's more for like the mind and the spirit. It's really mainly useful for people that have been touched by the outsider. Don't take that in a wrong way, by the way. God. Maybe it's just my dirty mind that took that the wrong way, but still. Huh. These things look so cool, too. I love the design of this game. My hands are huge, dude. Look at that giant-ass thumb. Oh my god. It's one thing I've always noticed about the games. The Arcane Studios. They make humans' hands so freaking big. Obviously, dark vision is the way to go.
How you use what I have given you falls upon you, as it has to the others before you.
Yep, like the guy that killed the Empress.
To your world, but know that I will be watching with great interest.
Dude, is he gonna watch my Twitch? The Outsider's gonna watch my Twitch stream? Oh my god! He better not annoy me with a bunch of dialogue every 5 minutes. That was a really crappy joke. I don't even know where that was coming from. Also, you're gonna notice real quick about a bunch of stuff in the room. And you hear the runes and stuff, or the bone charms and all that stuff over there. It's because I paid for a different version of this game where I got a bunch of downloadable content, so I have a bunch of DLCs. I can play as the Knife of Dunwall, the Brigmore Witches. So, that's why I have all this stuff. That is a lot of words to read. Well, fuck it. I've been reading everything so far, I might as well read it now. For over a year now, I have lived away from the Abbey, and without the company of my overseer, brethren, or the guidance of the blind sisters of the Oracle Order, days have passed me with sleeping in the dens of cult purses, murderers, and worse. I almost said whores. Oh, okay. I thought it said whores for a second, but it's worse. I can't spell or read. Jesus. And the nights have seen me prowling through the worst alleys and wretched corners of Dunwall. I have taken my meals with killers. At times I have ventured beyond the city walls, meeting in forgotten graveyards and the outlying ruins frequented by those of ill means. My beard has grown long, and I wear the weathered clothing and bits of boiled leather favored by the Bottle Street and Hatter gangs, and by those rough men and women who make their trade knifing others in return for coin. My hands have run red with the blood, it's true, but I have selected my targets with care, choosing among those criminals and heretics who were not fit to live, executing them justly and using their deaths as a mean of building my reputation. So far, this trick has allowed me to make my name among the murderous colleagues, without taking the lives of the innocent. Yeah, he's known as the Knife of Dunwall. And if you go through this game slaughtering everyone, you get nicknamed the Butcher of Dunwall. Fun fact. My goal is singular. I must impress the assassin named Dowd in order to get close to him. Okay, I didn't read the title. I thought this was actually just Dowd's journal, but I didn't know this was rumors and sightings of Dowd. Okay. I thought this was him talking. Okay. All of the practitioners of black magic we have tracked, none concern the Abbey as much as Dowd. It is said that his mother was a witch from the archipelagos off the Pandician coast, taken captive by pirates venturing far from the Isles. According to the legend, by the time the ship returned, the captain was dead and the witch controlled the crew, with Dowd still a shadow in her belly. The earliest stories tell of a gang killer without mercy, moving among the shopkeepers and city watch officers of Dunwall like a reaper through wheat. Then a period of silence followed. Years, we now believe, he spent traveling the Isles, studying anatomy and the occult in the great halls of learning, and in hidden basements, frequented by fellow dabblers in the forbidden arts. Dowd is even perpetrated to have spent a winter in the Academy of Natural Philosophy itself, and for a time, before a schism developed, he counted the Brigmore Witches among his allies. All the while, he honed his craft, and it is during this time that we believe he began to consort with the outsider. Newly reports emerged of a dusky-skinned assassin paid by the elite to eliminate their rivals in Dunwall and in the other major cities across the Isles. Those who saw him lived numbered in the handful, but all of them reported something strange. He appeared and vanished like smoke from a nearby rooftop. He gestured, and a noble woman stumbled from her balcony, falling to her doom on the cobblestones below. Most recently, at this new threat, the plague has risen in Dunwall. Dowd has been seen leading a gang of men in dark leather, dressed as factory whalers in their vapor masks. They seem loyal beyond comprehension. For one so unworthy, leading me to wonder if some of his magic is dedicated to lulling their minds, enslaving them. That would make sense, because in the Knife of Dunwall, in the DLC, Knife of Dunwall, there's a ability that Dowd can do where he can summon assassins to fight for him, and the more you rank it up, the stronger and better assassins you get. So at the beginning it's just a regular assassin, but like as you level it up, the assassins become more skilled and better at fighting and combat and everything, so that actually would make sense. Only a month ago, one young girl claims to have come upon a strange scene, carrying a bottle of milk home to her crippled brother. Oh. Cripple fight! She was taking a shortcut through the tailor's district. In a narrow street, she passed beneath a window and heard unusual sounds from within. Pushing aside the ratty curtain, the girl saw into an abandoned apartment used by miscreants for gambling and trading haberweed. Ayo? Weed? An occult shrine has been erected against the far wall, which she recognized from the teachings given by her local overseer. A man she described as resembling Tao was kneeling before the shrine, muttering to an unseen spirit, as if in argument. He took a carving, made of pale bone, from the altar before him, and the lights all went out in a gush of unclean wind. Quiet as a field mouse, she slipped away, running until she reached her home. There can be no doubt. Dowd is an agent of the outsider and must die, for there is no limit to the evil this man might do. This is my solemn oath and the great purpose of my life. Until Dowd is dead and his corruption has been purged from the world, I will continue to move among the depraved, winding my way toward him. I will not drop my gaze, or don my overseer's mask again until Dowd breathes no more. No, hold on. No, hold on. Oh, no! Okay, hold on. Let's put the charms on real quick. Drop assassination gives you a bit of health. Since I'm going to be killing people, might as well. Enemies... Okay, I'm not going to be trying to be seen as much. That wouldn't make sense. Delicate touch. I would be nice, actually. Good lungs. Okay, yeah. Okay, so what I've got from that is... I wonder who that is. I wonder who point of view that is. Because it's a person that's been following Dowd, it seems like. Interesting. Okay, the Royal Spy. This is the 4th day, month of high cold. Progress continues on the suspension of gang activity in the distillery district, but more slowly than I'd expect. The ruffians operating there have been cunning. I'll grant them that. But it's only a matter of time I'll see their leaders flogged in public and sent beneath the royal executioner's blade. If I had my way, that mute bastard would be working night and day removing the heads that need removing. I want to be careful what you talk about that dude. That guy is... He's not so nice. He's also not what you think. Internally, the Empress does not seem pleased with my investigations. It seems that it is beyond her thinking, against her very nature as a trusting person, to believe that traitors move among us. I can't say among us without like hating myself for saying it. But I know they do. They must. No, Jessamine would rather spend her time with the Royal Protector. Okay, excuse me? At least he's likely to stop any immediate threat to her safety, but a strong arm is not what's needed against those who would undermine us. How will Corvo's sword stop a poisoned wine glass or an explosive delivered by a courier? It will not. These are many threats around us, threats requiring meticulous efforts to police. Okay? Young Lady Emily is undisciplined, I'm afraid. Here within Dunwall Tower, she receives instruction from the finest tutors known in the Isles. Yet her mother spoils her, and she spends most of her time lost in imagination, wasting her time drawing or asking Corvo to teach her to fight with wooden sticks. Okay. Bitch, mind your own business. The girl might rule the Empire someday. Every moment spent at play is a moment wasted. Okay, someone obviously didn't have a fun childhood. Shoring up security for the main gate leading into Dunwall Tower has been another pet project of late. To think that back in the day, Emperor Caldwin left it open to the public during the day, allowing anyone to come and go as they pleased. If it were up to me, I'd seal off access to these streets entirely. But the Empress won't hear of it. The waterlock is much easier to protect, and if it were the only way into the tower, traffic in and out would be greatly reduced. Someday, the wrong person is going to slip in and will suffer for it. Mark my words. Yeah, well, no shit. It's already happened. No amount of security is excessive when it comes to protecting heads of state. The Empress also disapproves of my plans for the Sokolov devices. Sokolov himself has no interest in security, of course. But he's vain and therefore keen to see his inventions deployed in any fashion. This wall of light he's been tinkering with has promise. In any case, at least I was able to convince the Empress to upgrade the pistols carried by the officers of the Watch. Why do I worry so when no one else seems to care? If I ever fall asleep, will it all sink into the ocean? Will the rough things clamber over the walls and fill themselves on our flesh? This is what I see in the same dream several times each month. If only I had more say in things, more authority, I could protect us all. Perhaps I have been working too hard. Dinner and an evening conversation with a certain lady of refinement might be in order. Perhaps somewhere nice in the estate district. Hiram Burroughs, Royal Spymaster. Oh yeah, the bald asshole. Nice. I always hear a scream when I pick that up. I did not like that. Oh god, Slackjaw. Okay, Slackjaw. You want the chin wag on Slackjaw? What he was like when he was young, before he got his name? Oh, he's got a cool head now. But it weren't always like that in the days before he was the boss of the Bottle Street Gang. Time was, young Slackjaw wasn't such a reasonable man. Like most of us, he grew up on the streets, running with a pack of ragamuffins and avoiding the law, pinching whatever he needed. Dark-haired and dark-eyed, smoking a pipe at the age of 10. Damn. Man, really was puffing on that shit at 10, bro. Puffing on that dark evil pack. For them born into the brothels or coming from the orphanages, it was either the gangs or working with the mudlarks. And no one wants that. Some got pressed into the Navy or put down in the mines run by the Pendleton or Boyle families. As hard as it was on the streets, as hungry as we all got, at least we was free. That's facts. By the time we weren't little ones anymore, Slackjaw was one to watch, usually calling the shots when we took down a farmer's cart or sidewalk street vendor. He'd come up with the plan, give everyone some part to play and decide on the split. Most of it just went along, because we learned fast that we made out better like that. More food, more coin. Plus, none of us wanted to deal with Slackjaw when he was in a rage. He worked on a couple of big jobs with Black Sally across town, and that was enough to get the attention of the other bosses. He wasn't just a street kid anymore. Now he was an up-and-comer, which meant trouble. Another guy who fancied himself such was Mike the Fish, who was working his way up running the protection racket among the factory women. One fine evening, we're all taken in a body show. Okay, sure, I think I said that right. I probably didn't. In the theater house. Mike the Fish and his lot are there in the cheap seats too, just down the aisle from us. Mike gets a wild idea. He wasn't big on planning, and throws a heavy ceramic spittoon at Slackjaw. Oh no. Hits him square in the face and breaks his jaw. We look to see if there's gonna be a blood brawl, but Slackjaw just points at the door and we all leave, with Mike laughing at our backs. Waking up the next day without telling us why, Slackjaw motions for us all to follow. He still can't say a word, so we just come along. We stop at the docks and Slackjaw buys, actually pays coin for it, a heavy chain covered in hooks. It's for fishing in the deep, something you'd attach to a long line off the side of a ship. It's about 4 feet, made of thick links, and there are sharp shark hooks coming off it at different angles. Slackjaw's got the thing wrapped around his left arm, dangling at his side. Oh shit, he's gonna fuck this guy up. Oh no, you break his jaw, he's probably gonna rip your head off with that thing. Not sure how he knew where Mike the Fish was staying, but when we reach his girl's house, Slackjaw throws a bottle through the window just like that. It's almost noon. There's a bunch of screaming inside, and Mike pokes his head out, looking wide-eyed and baffled. When he sees Slackjaw out in the street, a look comes over his face that still gives me the willies. Pure murder. Mike comes out of the side door bellowing like a blood ox, holding a cleaver, heading straight for Slackjaw. When they come together in the street, Slackjaw spins and the shark hooks bite deep into Mike's arm and shoulder. He screams, but Slackjaw holds onto the chain. He's standing there with his jaw broken, clenched tight, with the chain wrapped around his left arm, hooks sunk into Mike the Fish, just knifing him as fast as he can. Mike couldn't fight very well, hooked like that and using his left hand, but he was a big guy and it took a lot of stabbing before he went to his knees. Everyone was cheering at first, but then they all went quiet. We just kept going and going until finally it was just Mike the Fish blubbering, crying like a baby, and the sound of Slackjaw's knife. When it was over, and here's the brilliant part, Slackjaw took out a note and struck to Mike's face with a nail. It just said, "If you want a job, come to Bottle Street." Slackjaw didn't talk right for a couple of months, but word spread fast. By the end of the year, once he had a sizable gang going, he sent out letters to the other bosses, telling them that he was running a brand new crew over on Bottle Street. Most of them laughed or beat up the guys who delivered the letters. Green-eyed Trish even came back missing a thumb, but apparently Slackjaw was expecting that kind of reaction and had a backup plan. A week later, 4 of the bosses were dead. Seemed like a series of unfortunate events, but everyone knew better. One shot dead by the watch while standing in the middle of the meat market. Another slipping and falling into the water out cold. One of the older bosses found in the bed with his belly open wide and a Tivian pear stuffed into his mouth. Still not sure what that meant. And Sheila Barnsworth was found bubbling in a cauldron of hot wax. God damn, Slackjaw. Shit. This gives me more respect for the character in the game now, honestly. Slackjaw sent out another set of letters, offers to the underbosses, telling them they'd be treated fair as peers. He even sent Green-Eyed Trish with one of the letters. All of the underbosses accepted. After spilling the guts of his main competition, Slackjaw went for stabilizing his business, real neat-like, calling in favors, smoothing things over, giving everyone a little bit of coin or drink as a bonus, showing what he could be like as a boss. So everything got quiet, which always makes the boys of the City Watch nervous, of course. Word went out among the Royal Spymaster snitches, the Responsible Citizens group they called themselves, telling everyone working in a shop or sweeping off the front steps of their homes to keep watchful eyes for Slackjaw and his men. Trying to suss out... Motherfucker, you have Among Us and you have sus... Alright, bro. Trying to suss out what they were up to and what had just happened. But Slackjaw ain't stupid. He greased a few palms among the shopkeepers and the watch too, telling them that he was in town to stay and that things would be run properly from now on, without so much blood. He was finally a real boss, ready to settle into the business of moving whiskey, running the hound fights, and offering up the ladies and gentlemen of the night, if you take my meaning. Then the plague came. At first it seemed like a good thing. A few people got sick and everyone wanted to buy those potions from Sokolov or Piero. Health elixir or spiritual remedy they call them. Slackjaw told me he saw an opportunity. We already had an old whiskey factory with a still, where we could water the stuff down and sell it discounted. Doing the same with the Sokolov's elixir was a smart plan. Pretty soon everybody in the slums was sick and business was good. But after a while there were so many people down with plague that everyone got scared. Everybody started acting real nasty and everything fell apart. When people can't work, they don't have the coin for elixir, watered down or pure. When the Empress died, it seemed like Dunwall would slide into the void. Spymaster Burroughs took over the watch and started using all the new Sokolov technology. watchtowers, tall boys, and the marked pylons. They put up the wall of light across Clavering Boulevard and cracked down hard, but Slackjaw surprised us again. Instead of leaving town on the boat bound for Morley or one of the other isles, he stayed and kept it all together. We get as much elixir to fight off the plague as the City Watch, with their taxes and rations, and that's kept us alive so far. Crowley, Bottle Street Gang. Alright, it's actually pretty badass. Oh no, Granny Rags. Oh dear lord. Alright, of course I'll tell you, dearie. I won't keep any secrets from you in the end. All the dreary days of my life are like the windows of a house. From the kitchen I can see out into the garden where the leaves and stalks are brown and bug-eaten. You can see a little lump of dirt where something was wrapped in a blanket and laid to rest along the rows of twisting vines. The front room looks out into the street where the neighbors are all setting fire to their homes, barricading themselves inside. Warm and snug, dearie. Don't forget about the bedroom either. It sees into the dreary alley where hooligans are playing a game with an old man. The first two are hitting with sticks, and the girl with them is kicking at his dry old ribs. Oh, to have those bones, to boil them in a pot. No one lives in my house anymore, dearie. No one you'd want to meet. When I lived there with my husband, we were fine people. Vera more, everyone would say. Your house is as grand as Boyle Manor. Better, even. Your dinners are lavish and your pastries are the best. When that young Sokolov came to paint my portrait, I was nearly still in my prime. Radiant, he said. And he was just barely a man, so young, painting all the best people across the land. Everyone wanted a portrait by his hand, all my friends. I was the only one, dearie. Wet with his paint, glistening on the canvas for a pretty coin. But it wasn't all parties and paintings. My husband and I weren't always home, no. We traveled together, he and I, to the far ends of the Isles, beyond even, all the way to the red cliffs of Pandysia, to dig in the rock and crawl through the caves, holding up candles and squinting at the walls. Many precious things we came upon, but none so precious as the boy with the black eyes, dearie. Oh, dear. All those marks and bones, carved so deep and polished so bright. I brought the old bones home, hid them from my dear husband. Then I learned to boil them and carve them myself. They made such good presents, dearie. The little mute boy took them home. He loved them so. All the time he came back with new bones for me, holding them up so I could see it in his eyes, even though his tongue was still. Granny, his eyes would say to me, carve these bones for me. Make me another present. And he went so far, all the way to Dunwall Tower. The royal headsman himself now, my little mute boy and his shiny sword. Better bones for what I needed, you see. Better bones to carve and polish, scrape and glean. My dear old husband was always tired. I made him soup and then he was sick. Better bones was all. For my little mute boy, carved in the name of the one with black eyes. And after my husband was gone, given away as birthday gifts, I didn't want to live there anymore. So now I'm old and don't have many to give my presents to. It's sifting through the garbage for Granny Rags, and feeding the little birdies that gather at my feet. No one wants to have tea, dearie, especially those rude louts on Bottle Street. Slackjaw and his boys, always meddling with an old woman, just trying to make her way. In the end, we'll be together with him, you and me in the dreary night with stars above and below, and always the one with the black eyes, dearie. Okay, you crazy weirdo. Well, that was fun. I spent like 50 minutes reading books. Jesus.
Should I clear space for Samuel then?
If you like, but he won't use it.
Why?
He can't sleep in regular beds anymore, or that's what he says. Says he was in the Navy too long. Can you believe
Oh.
it? That pile of wood out there? It's a hovel he built from an old rowboat.
Okay, I like Cecilia, by the way, too. She's like one of the best characters, like, in this, like, building. Because she's like the nicest person. And she's so innocent, too. Like, she does not deserve what happens. I mean, if you get the high chaos. I mean, she doesn't die or anything. It's just like, she gets like,
let's
she has
get
to
down
see a lot of bullshit.
First off, I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Caldwell on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart.
Piece by piece. Oh, trust me, I'm gonna cut some motherfuckers
Tonight,
up.
High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can.
I know.
Your exploits are legendary.
I know.
Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering
Roger that.
her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you.
I remember the cause.
Another thing. Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us.
Let me just,
You managed to find him.
The exquisite tall boy. Okay. What you've read in here is the truth, regardless of what you will hear from the authorities who rule over us. It is not a matter of coincidence that the former royal spymaster is the one who stepped in when the late empress fell. We, who will remain nameless, believe that these events are interconnected. The signs of oppression are all around us. Sokolov designs, originally intended to provide light and warmth in our homes, have been turned against us as a means of inspiring fear and controlling our movements through the city. And where did this plague originate? Some say it was imported. A wild theory? Perhaps. One of our members risked her life to obtain an internal report from the government, which we will be printing and sharing soon, called The Exquisite Tallboy, extolling the virtues of this newest member of the City Watch. To those in the streets below, these virtues are horrors, spread by stilted thugs who rain down fire on the sick and the poor. To these eyes, the Tallboy is another government bully, armed with incendiary devices, thickly armored and standing high overhead, looking down at the common people of the city. We now know that the Tallboys are heavily drugged. Oh, really? Emitting a substance that renders them resistant to pain, but also dulls whatever empathy they might normally possess. Exquisite? We think not. Copy these words and share them with your neighbors. And remember, when the tides are lowest, the truth will be revealed.
Give him whatever help you can. He's a master
Interesting.
strategist, and he got caught working for our cause.
I don't like the tall boys because they're freaking annoying.
If you...
Yeah, I have a moment. What do you want?
Corvo. Hello.
Yes,
I'm
what do you want?
Callista.
I
work
know.
here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important.
I know who you is.
I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man.
Probably.
There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family.
I'm tired.
The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison.
Oh,
and I think
really?
I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
You know, I will do that. I will protect your uncle.
I overheard the ad...
Part of the soul lives
Shut up.
in the heart. If the heart keeps beating, does that mean that the spirit is never released into oblivion?
He's my uncle, and he means a lot
Shut
to me.
up.
Forever with
I'm
name
listening
is
to it.
Jeff Kernow.
What does
Captain
that mean
Jeff
for any
Kernow.
essence?
Shut up.
It'd be easier if I created these processes in waking hours. I am uneasy pursuing avenues
Okay, yeah, okay. Now, to quickly put a thought about that audiograph tape, he's referencing this.
Somewhere in the basements below, Hound kills Hound, and money changes hands.
It's the Empress, trapped in the heart.
Each and every night, the black-eyed outsider visits upon Pierre's dreams. He is Pierre Joplin. Even now, he visualizes the next invention. Astonishing. I wish you'd see it too. Poor Pierre. His elixirs have cured
What can I do for
much
you?
so many.
I was not trying to talk to you.
But they cannot cure his brave fears. The youngest ever to pass through the Academy of Natural Sciences. So the law will never forgive him that.
Wait.
He has spied upon Callista as she bathes. More than once.
That's a little sus, my guy.
Each and every night, the
Alright,
black-eyed
that's...
outsider visits
I've already
What can I
heard
do
that
for
one.
Pierre's dream.
Now you can... Now we can talk. Let me get that, my good sir. 10 of those. Let me get that. Perfect. Alright, let's also go over here and get the other rune, because there's another rune over here. Oh, God. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Stupid hagfish. Double jump. Gotta love that double jump. Ah! Get out of the water. Wait, hold on. Really? You have nothing to say about that? At all?
Ready to go?
Sure.
Just give the signal.
Let's go then. Take me to the distillery district. Here we go, people. The first official mission of the game. I mean, not really the first official, but, well, technically the first official when you get all the powers and everything. I like how I say, ladies and gentlemen, the first official mission when there's literally one person here. Okay. Single audience member, are you ready for the first mission? With powers? I don't think you are. I don't think you are. Dude, this Dr. Pepper Cream Soda is kind of bussin'. Not sponsored by Dr. Pepper Cream Soda. But it's just really good. I just had to say. High Overseer Campbell leads the region. Campbell is completely corrupted and knows secret Emily's location. Infiltrate the office of the Overseer. Steal Cameron's journal. Eliminate him. An ally to the loyalist Martin is being held there. Free him and allow him to escape. Let's do this.